Hello, my name is Lyndon. Welcome to Free2Be. With Free2Be, we collect real and authentic stories because we believe that we find freedom through the telling of our stories and listening to the stories of others. Today, you're going to be tuning in to the story of my friend AP, and they share a story of embracing their identity and their sexuality. And so, thank you so much for listening to this story, and I hope it impacts you.
Hi guys, my name is AP. I'm born and raised in Georgia. I've lived here my whole life. I have two sisters. I'm actually triplet, so I have two triplet sisters. We're not identical though. And then a younger brother, and then my mom and dad. And growing up, I would say I had a pretty normal childhood, except one of my sisters has special needs, pretty severe special needs. So it was definitely hard. I remember we were on vacation in Florida, and then my sister had a seizure, so that like really messed up the trip, and that was her first one, so that was really scary. And that was like probably when I was like 10 or so. And then as I got older, me and my other sister took care of our sister with special needs. So that was really hard, and I just always felt like growing up that I had to be more mature than my age, and that I was kind of like a third parent to my parents. But I am really grateful for that experience because it led me into my field that I'm in now, that I studied in college. But yeah, talking about my sexuality, so remember I had my first boy crush in like 6th or 7th grade. And I was really excited about that. And then I had my first boyfriend senior year of high school. We only dated for a few months. And I went to Catholic high school, so that's important to know that me and my family grew up Catholic. We went to church every Sunday. I was an altar server, so I like helped the priest during Mass. So we never missed church. So I grew up in a very religious household. And then went to public school up until high school, and then switched to private Catholic school. And so I was taught over and over that if you're gay, you're going to hell, and being gay is like a big sin. And I didn't think anything of it until like after me and my first high school boyfriend broke up. I woke up the next day and I was like, oh my gosh, I like this girl on the golf team because I played golf for my high school. And so she was my first girl crush, and for like the first few months, I just pushed it down as far as I could because I thought it was a sin and I was going to hell for it. And then in therapy, I finally just embraced it and accepted that I am bisexual. I came out to my mom when I was 19, but she didn't take it very well, so that was not good. So I was kind of scared to come out to people after that. But I did, and I'm fully out now, so that's great. I started dating my first girlfriend in 2022. So that was exciting. I have a girlfriend now who's great. So I feel like I've really accepted my sexuality and who I am. And how that relates to my faith, I guess, is, like I said, I grew up Catholic, so that's all I ever known. I went to a Catholic university for a year, but then left because of some mental health issues. But Catholicism was all I ever knew. And I remember I joined this all-women's Bible study at my school, and everyone there was really nice. When I applied to be a leader there, and I was posting like LGBTQ stuff on my story, and they said that they could not choose me to be a leader for them because of the stuff I was posting on my story. So that made me think they were homophobic. I was not out to any of them. But I had to leave the group after that just because I didn't like what they said to me. So I left. And then I wasn't really going to church, wasn't really doing anything spiritually for a while just because I had that bad experience, and I didn't want to go back to the Catholic Church because of what they taught about me being gay. And then my sister, who's also gay, she found the Episcopal Church at her college, and she mentioned that to me. And my college had an Episcopal campus group, and so I started going there. I felt very accepting, and they're very liberal, and they have women priests and priests who are gay. So that became like my new chosen home, my new church. And then I got confirmed with the Episcopal Church in December of 2024. So that was like my big step towards becoming an Episcopalian. So that's how I identify now and how I find myself spiritually. I just feel like I'm in a really good place in my life right now with who I am as a person and in my faith. I mean, it's a work in progress. I'm still growing in it. But I feel like I'm finally not denying who I am, and I'm just exploring myself and figuring out who I am.
Thank you so much for tuning in to AP's story. Their story about embracing their identity, sexuality, and faith kind of reminds us that though the messages that we've been taught as children may impact the way that we operate in those two identities, we are truly free to be all that God has made us to be. If you're interested in telling your story, we would love to have your story shared on Free2Be. So please send us a comment or send us a message on whatever platform you are listening in on, and look forward to more stories coming soon.